All right. What is up?
Just
You got your
brushing on some reading.
That cover art looks really awesome, man. I didn't get a good look at it the first time.
So it has everybody. Thanos and Spider-Man and Black Panther, and they focus on Black Panther a lot. And Thor.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's what you said, 500 pages of just
the heroes.
all backstories and all their stuff. Yeah, those books are always pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll get lost in my time. I'm like, oh man, look at all this. This is great.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we are finally on our own channel. I guess technically, Did We Just Become Best Friends was the original show that became the Nerd Huddle, and now it's back on its own again. So it's all good. But yeah, so we're back up doing it. Yeah, man. So I had a brain fart. We're back here, me and you, so we're doing nerdy stuff. So this channel is going to be all our nerdy news, nerdy talk, theories, nerd theory. I don't know. I mean, whatever we're calling it.
I mean, we can figure out some sci-fi. We're gonna have fun. This is gonna be our fun channel. You just be able to enjoy and be yourself, and not have to worry about what anyone's thinking about you. Whatever you want to think about, whatever you're into, we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there was a guy in the show on Monday in Spoiler Kings over on Facebook, and I told him, like, hey, come in, because he had a lot to say about, like, a lot of the comic book stuff. I'm like, you got to come and check us out on Thursday, man. You'll probably like it, And he's like, oh yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully he joins us. But he was cool. Daniel, I believe his name was. But yeah, so we got a few things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get into Hawkeye in a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
But first, before we really dive into that, there's more Black Panther drama. Every week there's something new that's happening with this movie, the recasting. It's so much. I don't know.
Everything is going towards, we probably should just recast T'Challa, but obviously, Marvel's not down with it. But I'm just telling you, everything's going towards it right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna get what this guy said. So the newest thing is Chadwick Boseman's brother voices like approval for the hashtag recast T'Challa kind of movement going on. And speaking of that, I know E-Man, who I know
that was cool that he got a shout out in the thing in the article.
He was in the article, but he was on TMZ last night.
What?
Yeah, they were talking about this whole thing on TMZ, and E-Man from E-Man Movie Review was on TMZ. So definitely go check that out. I think he put the clip on his YouTube channel. He was really short. I thought he was gonna be a little bit more. Like, I was kind of like upset. I'm like, you have the guy who created this petition, who's really like spearheading this whole movement, and like you had him on for like 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. Like, I feel like it should have been longer, like asking some good questions and stuff like that. But it is what it is. But E-Man's definitely becoming a prominent figure in this whole movement.
I mean, it started with petition, and then it's getting so big. It's just amazing, and it's special. I mean, this is something that's actually happened, because now, as you said, Chadwick Boseman's brother's talking about it, saying the same thing that Chadwick talked about, how the character is bigger than just one person. I mean, how would you have what if we had one Superman or one Batman?
Exactly.
We have a Batman every 3 years. We got Batman while another guy's still playing Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for what Chadwick's brother Derek said. And he that's what he told TMZ, and I think that's why it's kind of getting some traction over there on TMZ. Is he had talked to TMZ about it the other day. Oh my god, why can I not find it? I just had it up too. But yeah, he was talking about, it's like, yeah, he was Superman gets recasted, no problem. And I think like 007 is definitely like a big one, in that conversation. But
Yeah, that's it right here.
If you want to honor the person that you're saying you want to honor, then why aren't you listening to his family then? You know, that's my only thing.
You know what it is they made a decision. We talked about this yesterday. They made a decision. They're just trying to save face, because the truth is, if they thought it out, you realize that it's more than for young black men and girls, having a character with that type of honor, that type of carries himself in that type of way. Seeing that on the big screen is bigger than just the person that's portraying him. Mm-hmm. The thought of that is huge. Yeah. And that's what has to be thought about sometimes. And I feel like they do understand it, but you know, they're missing out on how important T'Challa is in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're literally just throwing away a character. You know, like throwing away a character, which is insane. You know, I mean, and I get why they're doing it, or why at least they're saying why they're doing it, but yeah. But yeah, E-Man's in like almost a bunch of these articles, you know, which is super awesome. Oh my god, I'm looking for his exact quote, but I can't find it. But yeah, he was basically saying like,
so he said Black Panther was a role model for many. That's both his brothers, Derek stated in recent TMZ. And what is most important is that you're making sure that the character is honored, but also remains as a touchstone for those who have looked up to him. So you're not losing touch with what all the people that have used him and see him as something that's paramount in their own upbringing. You know, you don't want to just skip over this character. It's like, you know, something happened to Christopher Reeve and then you lose Superman. You never use Superman ever again. Yeah, except this is the one person. There's not many black characters, and he's probably the best of all of them. And we're talking about losing him, and that's a big thing.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a good chance they're going to do what you said they're going to do, and just make his son be also named T'Challa, and that's kind of.
And then they'll continue to story that, but what he kept on saying, this is so important. Derek Boseman states that Marvel should recast the role at this point. Losing T'Challa as a role model for young black people would be a mistake. Derek Boseman is sure that Chadwick Boseman would want the role recast instead of slating it in different characters into the Black Panther production. You know, I mean, that's just what it is. You don't want to lose this. There are people that this story is known. T'Challa is the main character for these things, and I feel like you dilute it. You know, you dilute the story by not giving him the respect that needs to be given. Yeah.
I mean, it's like having X-Men without Professor X. You know, it's you can't have it.
Why are you X-Men? Because
we're extreme. I don't know. Like, I mean, something stupid like that, you know? But, I mean, there's a way you can probably work around it, because you would just make a new version of Xavier from another character. Like, Cyclops becomes a new Xavier, which, you know, he's kind of stupid. But it's just, but that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to like, oh, we'll just take this character and slide him in on it over here. You know, and then another thing, one thing that I was talking to a few people about was, I mean, the whole you know, whatever Letitia Wright believes in with the vaccine and stuff like that, and she's kind of like telling everyone on set, supposedly is the rumor, she's telling everyone on set like, don't get the shot, it's bad, blah blah blah. I was like, if Chadwick was still alive, you know, he beat cancer, that's kind of a smack in his face, you know what I mean, because he would be immunocompromised, and he would be somebody who would probably would need the vaccine, and it would be like in the higher risk category. And it's like, so you wouldn't do that for him. So I mean, that's all just like disrespectful for his legacy, because if he had survived, would you have gotten the vaccine? Because he's the star and he's the main guy, where basically, like, you know, it was like, he would be post cancer, probably still
Post
all
cancer.
the
So
stuff. I'm
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean, you want to talk putting poison in your body? What do you think chemo is? You know what I mean? And he was living with that. He was doing that. So, I don't know. I mean, there's that whole aspect of it too.
Yeah. So it seems like the family wants to recast. Chadwick himself we have video of him saying that he wanted that stuff recast. The story needs it to be recast. Your backup plan is falling apart.
Yeah.
And what you really are coming down to, so M'Baku's going to end up being the Black Panther by the end of the movie. And they're going to use him to carry on the mantle till Chadwick's son is ready. The problem is that who M'Baku is the second strongest Wakandan of all time. That's what he is. And he's always that right under. He's what pushes the Black Panther. So making him the Black Panther eliminates that person who pushes him to always go to new heights. And I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they wanted to avoid the first time. But now, they're going with it anyway. It just makes more sense to just recast the character.
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing of you have somebody else pushing him. I think the best reference of that is Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly.
With Vegeta and Goku. I mean, those guys. Can you imagine if they kill off Goku and they're like, well, Vegeta's gonna be the new strongest guy, and it was like, but then who's gonna push Vegeta?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there needs to be somebody, like that counterpart, that guy that pushes him, that kind of doesn't mind standing up to him. And you're getting rid of that character. You're just replacing a character with another character, but you're still leaving a void somewhere, because you're playing musical chairs with these characters. So I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like this is his brother. The person who knew him longer, besides his parents, is like he knows him pretty well. It seems like they have a very, I don't know too much about their relationship, but it seemed like they had a good relationship.
They always talked about his brother. Like Chadwick Boseman always talked about his brother being such a part of this one he shared all the stuff with, shared the cancer with. It's just what it is. Yeah. And he knows him the best. And he's saying, hey, probably should recast. The story still needs to be told. He's going to want the story to be told. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I mean, Chad said it, his brother said it, that the character is bigger than him, which is, well.
I wish that Marvel would understand. I understand. My initial response was, I don't know how you could go on without having him, because he's synonymous with the movie, with being Black Panther, because it was such a big, momentous thing. But then you lose it if you don't use it anymore. So you lose all the good that it does, and I think that's what kind of made me start thinking. And then the more I thought, the more I realized this probably should be recast. If I took 2 minutes, I probably came up with the same answer that Marvel came up with. Yeah. But when it's an important issue, maybe sometimes you have to take longer than 2 minutes. We don't have to just look at each other and say we come up with an answer. No, you start thinking about the consequences to your what you're saying and what's most important. Yeah. And I think if Marvel did that, they probably came with a different answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were definitely basing their decision on emotions, Mm-hmm. If you make a decision that quick after a big event, a person dying, and you make a decision that quick, you're not making that decision on clear, thoughts. It's all emotional. I think waiting a while, at least waiting a few months, and just we don't know yet. We'll figure it out. I think that would be an acceptable answer, and then see what the fans say. Because I think the recast T'Challa petition was started before they even announced that they're not recasting him. Mm-hmm. It was kind of right away. It was I know it sucks because as soon as a person dies, you don't want to be like, okay, but what about because obviously, but also even for him, it's important. It's important, So I know
that's
before
that's important. Yeah, we need to say that when you take the thing I didn't like was the producer said we looked at each other and it wasn't even a long conversation.
Yeah.
That means you didn't give it the justice it really deserved, the time to breathe, for yourself to even grieve.
Yeah.
If you would have did that, I think you would have came to a different answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And the character, I'm thinking about the character. As you know, he marries Storm, and then he and Storm are together for a long time until they have a disagreement about the Phoenix Force. So from this one character, you can have both Civil Wars. You can bring the Fantastic Four. You can have X-Men, and from Storm, you have the Phoenix Force. You have so much that's there. What do? You just ignore that when you have to just bought X-Men?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. And I think feel that you dilute the product if you don't let it be the original T'Challa, and you make it his son who's now T'Challa also. Yeah. Oh, really? That's what you want to do? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and then they're not even gonna get into the part of how is he gonna become Black Panther? Like, it's going to be an artificial flower. That's from what I was reading, or the rumor is. But it's like, is it the same? I mean, I don't know.
Sure, you're going to be able to. That's what she did. She takes the flower. She makes an artificial one. She tries it herself. That's how she becomes Black Panther. But it doesn't last as long, so she is able to recreate it a little bit better, and then we have it.
Give it to M'Baku. I don't know, man. I'm. The more we talk about it, the more I'm like upset that and worried that this might not be a good movie. I mean, I'm gonna see it for sure, and I think it's gonna make a bunch of money, especially because of all the drama. If they were smart, they wouldn't put out a trailer. They would just put out some pictures, like in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. No major trailers.
But isn't the miniseries going to come out before the movie?
Which is the miniseries?
The Disney Plus Wakanda. There's supposed to be a Disney Plus to talk about, isn't it?
I don't know. I think there's one about with the female soldiers. I always forget their name. I think they're having one, but I know Wakanda Forever is the sequel, and I think it would be better off as a Disney Plus show. But yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if they're doing their own Black Panther show.
He says it's in the works. Just as to tell you when.
For a show, a Disney Plus show.
For a Disney Plus show. That's going to expand on Wakanda's history.
Yeah. See, that makes sense as a show. Put it on the TV. And then let people watch it whenever, and it'll do well and stuff like that. But
But I think that what they'll do, they'll have that show, and then they'll use the popularity of the show because they're doing an unbelievable job with Disney Plus, and they try to use that to pump the movie back up, and people want to go back to Wakanda and see all the stuff and see all the people. But you already introduced Neymar, and T'Challa is so huge in this whole Neymar thing. So yeah. It's so much. I don't know. But I guess we all can do is wait and see. Hopefully they come to their senses, but I don't know. I know it's probably not smart for us to question Kevin Feige, but when everyone else in the world is saying you could do this, you probably should do this, it's good for the long term role of the character. Probably should do that.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem questioning Kevin Feige with certain things. It's really is that the route you went? I mean, usually in the end, it usually plays out for the best. But at the time, you're like, because he made a lot of questionable movies.
Yeah.
Thor, Dark
most
World. Of the Iron Man, most of the Thors.
Oh, Iron Man 2 and 3, especially 3. 3 was terrible.
Yeah,
the only thing they gave us was Iron Lad or whatever.
Yeah, kind of. Well, they gave us a bootleg version of the Mandarin,
The Mandarin. Oh my goodness.
You know, that another movie was able to make fun of in their movie when they did it well, Shang-Chi. You know, so I guess they're able to like, oh hey, remember that movie that sucked? Well, we're taking the one part out of it and making fun of it even more.
We're telling you that didn't actually happen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're rewriting history. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I mean, I don't mind questioning him. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, but I do also realize that, he might know exactly where he's going. And he might get to the destination by going a different route.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's always, I mean, he is like 5 steps ahead. You know, like all the movies that are announced, he's already thinking about the next set of movies,
Mm-hmm.
like all the movies that like all these hidden movies and stuff. He's like, that's already mostly done in my head. He's like, I'm on to 2030, 2035, like that time frame, like he's so far ahead. But I mean, but things change, like when they bought X-Men, all the plan had to get changed again. So
yep. I agree.
We'll see. I'm the longer it is, I kind of wish people stop talking about it for a little while, just so I can kind of.
But it's not. So we're gonna get into January, and we're gonna find out Letitia Wright's gonna actually film her stuff.
Yeah,
because that could be a whole nother problem too.
Yeah, and there's always set leaks. I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody in a Black Panther suit in the next 4 months, like a leak. Maybe not even. Maybe like the next 2 or 3 months. See like a few set leaks. So, and those always are bad because they look horrible because they're not CGI. Mm-hmm. There's green dots everywhere. Like things are not. They wear half a costume. So
is he wearing jeans?
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember like seeing Age of Ultron, and seeing what's his name, the guy who voiced Ultron, like wearing a really crappy like Ultron suit. Yeah. And then you see his leg still, and you're like, oh, is that what's like? Why does it look like trash?
But you're still half right because Age of Ultron is probably the worst Avengers movie.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, so I'm curious though. I think this one's gonna have a lot of leaks. I think for sure. But yeah, man. You want to go on something else before we start getting into?
Man, I don't know. I'm kind of.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
This Hawkeye thing. I mean, I've been really enjoying. We're ready to jump into this. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. I wish I had more time. Like next week, I want to download that stuff for sure. Get some more sound bites and stuff like that. Yeah. So Hawkeye episode 5. Wow.
Yeah, that's a great first word. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, from the beginning to the end, I mean, I enjoyed what they did with it. Yeah. It's a few things I'm going to go say. I love the fact that we saw Kingpin finally, and I'm glad it paid off with the mother. I knew her mother was with Kingpin. I was like, yeah. I could tell
that's like
from
the
the
worst
beginning.
Secret. Yeah. Right away, something was up.
What do you think about Hawkeye's wife?
Ooh,
I thought that was very telling. That whole thing was very telling.
Yeah, man, because you would have expected her to be like, "No, you don't need to do this. There's another way to do it. It's okay." But she went hard in the paint. She's like, kill bitches and you need to kill some bitches. Like, do what you gotta do. I was like,
hey,
damn.
I mean, I trust your judgment. If you gotta kill them, you gotta kill them. I'm just saying. Don't think I want to judge you. She was like, I ain't gonna judge you. I ain't gonna. I'm the last one to judge you. Me and you gonna be. We'll go way out. I was like, man, that was pretty cool.
I love their relationship though. I out of so many countless like on-screen relationships, I love their relationship. It's so. I mean, I don't want to say healthy because they kill people for a living, but just them two together. It was like no secrets. They understand each other so well, you know.
But and
It was
that's
like,
something that he's been a killer for 30 years. He's been a weapon for 30 years. So
yeah,
all thing that tells me is that she is Mockingbird. Like
yeah.
she's
More and more.
There's no way around it. I don't see any other way. I think in week 6 we're gonna see this finale. We're gonna be sitting there watching the watch party and be like, yeah, Laura Barton is going to go ahead and she gonna slap a bitch. That's just what's gonna happen. Yeah. It's like, where'd that come from? Like, oh yeah, she was the one who taught me how to do all this stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if something goes down where Yelena is gonna kill Clint and she swoops in. They have this like badass fight. Obviously, I think Yelena will win, but she's gonna show off that she's still got it. Mm-hmm. You know, like she's still like this badass. But I think she's gonna tell her like the truth of it all. You know, and that's what I hope. You know, like I want to see her badass, and I want to see somebody slap Yelena and be like, "You dumbass! Like, stop being stupid." You know.
I was pretty disappointed when Elena broke into Kate Bishop's house and she was just sitting there chilling, and Kate Bishop didn't say anything about like, you know, that was his best friend. You know, he did everything in his power to stop her from being the one that died.
Yeah,
she's the one that brought him back.
Knows. Yeah, I don't, because when they were in the last episode when they had their little, you know, he didn't get into too much details. You know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't get into too many details. That's why I was kind of like, he just told her like he meant a lot to her, like for sure, like because she saw that, you know, saw all the emotion he had from when he brought her up, you know. So, but I don't know the details, and I wonder if the world knows. You know, does the world know what happened to Black Widow? You know, because it was just them two.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like Clint's talking, so.
But they had this because Natasha didn't come back, and you know everyone knows about Natasha because you know she's the worst spy of all time for when everyone knows who you are.
Yeah,
you know, so I feel like they have to know. You know, how did Yelena know?
That's what I'm saying. Is like, I mean, how much details did Clint get it, or did he feel like so, like depressed from it, or like he kind of like it was his fault? He's like, oh, it should have been me, you know, kind of thing. I feel like that. I feel like those words are going to come out of his mouth next episode. Like it should have been me and not her. Like he's gonna say something like that.
You know, he believes it.
Yeah, and he does. You know, so I think at one point like somebody's gonna like let Yelena know is like Black Widow sacrificed herself for Clint because she loves Clint, you know, not in a sexual whatever way, but in caring. I love you. You're like a brother sister kind of relationship, you know, like family, you know. And I think that's gonna come into play, but I think he's gonna have to like explain it, you know.
I don't think he is. Honestly, you wanna know what I think? I think Echo is going to do a lot of this stuff. I think she's gonna go back to Kingpin to find out that he did. He's gonna totally admit because you know Kingpin's a badass. He ain't worried about you. He ain't worried about you. Yeah, he had to go, and she's gonna come back and find out that he was telling the truth, and Yelena's gonna find out from that whole conversation that he's telling the truth. You know, Kazi's going to be dead because she's going to kill Kazi because Kazi's the one that set up her dad. You know, so I mean that was good so badass. So where were you when he died? I don't know. I was doing this. I was like, oh man, all right.
That was a good twist. I did not expect that. I was like, oh, okay. I thought they were going to go into like a loving relationship kind of thing. But it seemed
like it did though. It was there. I think they have some type of relationship, but that doesn't matter because if her dad's dead because of him. Yeah. But it seems like they got something going on. He's the only one that's able to hug her and take care of her and touch her in intimate ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good twist. I did not see that coming. But I like Echo, and I forgot for a moment that she's deaf. because there's a part where a gun goes off when he's like doing his old Batman thing. And that's the first thing I thought of. I don't know about you. Was like a guy just getting like swooped away like in midair.
Yeah.
Like when did Ronin become Batman? Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously that's what Hawkeye is. He's Batman with a bow and arrow without Alfred.
Yeah, exactly. No Alfred.
That's pretty much what it is. Kate Bishop's Alfred for now.
Yeah, for now, the Robin more like. But yeah, I mean, there's a part where like he pulls one away and he does he shoots his gun, and I think he shoots like somebody in the foot or something like that.
Yeah,
the
other guy shot himself in the foot, and he was like, and he shoots us like this.
Yeah, I'm like, did she not hear that? And I'm like, oh wait, I felt so stupid. I'm like, duh. But also, she feels vibration, so I felt like she would have known. You know.
She has extra sense.
Yeah.
I mean, she's looking at the guys like she turn around, looking, and then for 8 minutes she's just like, look at the sky.
Yeah.
Like you weren't looking at the guys. I mean, this didn't happen like in a second.
Yeah. But I mean that scene was really. It went down a lot different than I expected. You know, like it was. I like that scene because it really made Hawkeye more vulnerable. Like. Mm-hmm. This is who I am. Like it's like he accepted what he did as Ronin, that he is Ronin. You know what I mean? So, but like, so I like that whole part of it where he took off the mask and he's like, finally, like, this is me.
This is why,
you know? Yeah.
Warts and all, but he still doesn't accept himself for who he is because he keeps on saying, "Yeah, I'm a weapon." I'm like, no, you aren't under mind control. You can still do whatever you decide to do. That's something else I really enjoy with seeing Yelena going back and see those Black Widows and she gave the antidote to that one lady. She was like, I'm not under any spell. I'm just getting money. I'm getting paid. You stupid.
Yeah. You said Hawkeye's not under mind control. I'm like, except for that one time he was under mind control.
Exactly. We're trying to kill him.
Shit, you know. But I was like, that. So let's go back to that opening scene. It was awesome. 2018. Marvel is so scattered around with times now. Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember who was alive or dead in 2018. I'm like, did the blip happen yet? Did it not happen yet? I wasn't sure what. And I had to sit for a minute. I mean, obviously they kind of, which I appreciate that they kind of let you know what 2018 was. And I'm like,
they addressed it right then.
Yeah. So the WandaVision had one of the coolest scenes, I thought, with the blip, you know, where Rambo comes back and it's all the chaotic mess. Mm-hmm. This one is probably tied with it because
that was one of the coolest things I ever seen. Come back, the paint is done, the wallpaper is different. She's the same exact location, but everything changed around her, and she thought it was just 5 seconds, and it's been 5 years. That was amazing the way they did that.
That was so cool. That was so cool. Like not only like seeing, because like with Rambo, you only saw, I think you didn't get the same feel. You know, you just got the chaos that came after it. This was she just went to the washroom, and then 5 years later she walks out. You know, and the whole scene of like is like when she splashed the water. You know, it was like, or it was something with the water where it kind of like did a quick dust and it came back. I'm like,
yep.
And then everything, like you said, everything changed on the walls and everything. I'm like, that's so freaking good. Like seeing it from their perspective, like somebody who got
from an individual's perspective that was not in the middle of everything. Yeah, that was just whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Spider-Man. We saw when the band came back on the basketball court. We saw that, but we saw someone's life who was doing something really different.
Yeah,
and see how it affected it, and it's cool. It's great that her husband didn't get like messed up real quick.
yeah. Seriously, if that baby wasn't there, then he might have been dead.
Yep, that's true. She was like, "Oh, got my arm cannon ready to go for you." Like, all right.
Yeah. I thought that opening scene was very well done. It explains what Yelena's been doing since Black Widow the movie.
No, but that it did more to that. It made me understand Black Widow even more.
Yeah.
She didn't just lose all the people that that they're gone. She lost her family. She lost the Avengers family, and she lost her sister, who she had just reconciled with, and she lost her.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. I mean, that gives her even more motivation. Now, and I understand her motivation even more coming from that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just sucks that like we don't appreciate Black Widow now or then as much as we do now, because now you gave us the solo story. You gave us her family, and she's gone. Like, we can't appreciate her now, Exactly. So it's just like, but even like that scene where Clint is talking to the plaque, where Avengers 1 happened, kind of thing, which was super cool. I thought that was super awesome. That was very emotional. That was like very, very well done, I think. I was like, damn. Like,
I'm going to say this. I gotta say, we talked about this before. Even this came up with Marvin about Hawkeye. Marvin's wrong. Hawkeye is a really cool guy, cool character, more human, and he really explains the humanity of the situation so much. Mm-hmm. Not just the beatings, but the emotional aspect, the not knowing who you are aspect, the being in the spot, how that affects you. His early childhood, how that affects you.
Yeah.
I mean, and for him to be that well balanced and was able to hide all that, like, I'm thinking back about hiding all that stuff on the farm way back then. How the hell did he do that?
Yeah.
How the hell? Yeah. I mean, I'm getting more and more respect for Hawkeye as we go along.
Yeah. I love the whole thing. It's like you said, like, how he's able to maintain everything. A family, it's like no one else maintains a family. Either like they're a god, so like they live forever, or they're too busy doing stupid shit. I mean, I guess Captain America would be the next closest thing, but also he's a super soldier. I mean, it's very different. Like, when he gets a boo boo, like, he's fine 5 minutes later. When Hawkeye gets a boo boo, he goes deaf. Yeah,
exactly. He gets shot in the arm. He can't use that arm anymore. Like, he's not gonna still punch you with that arm. He's like, well, that arm's gone. All right, well, here's the arrow. This is done. But he's
but even the side characters
stuff.
Yeah. The LARPer groups, the guy I can't remember his name, but the guy that they bring up onto a lot.
The one that he went back to talk to him. The firefighter.
Yeah, and he was the LARPer guy, which is pretty cool. I thought it was gonna be a little little thing, and like, no, he's playing a not a big role, but he's like in it, like he's helping them get their costume, which is super cool, which I'm like, a bunch of LARPers he has Tony Stark tech, and he's having LARPers.
What's his name?
Make his costume.
Grills. That's what he say. Hey, Grills. Hey, Grills. That's his Gilbert or something like that. But his LARPer name's Grills.
Yeah. I think I forgot I was watching one of like the Easter egg shows, and I guess a lot of those characters that are the LARPers are like little characters in the comic books, like at least the name wise, not power wise, but I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. They're able to like, oh, here's this guy and this guy, little Easter eggs here and there. I thought that was really cool. But I sorry, Marvin, but I agree with Brian. You are wrong with this one. This show was really, really good. It brings the humanity to everything.
Yep.
You have the space travel and time travel and multiverses, but then this brings it right back like to a nice small little thing. Yeah.
This
it
is
hits
what
the
this
heart.
has come from. And I have more respect for him when he says, "Look, I ain't trying to kill you, but if I ever hear my kids or my wife's name come out your mouth, you're dead. Done. Plain and simple. I'm out." And I'll do it because I'm still Ronin. I'm sitting in my Ronin suit.
That's so badass.
Oh man, that was so cool.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's what he get called his wife for. Like, I think he was getting permission from his wife, like, hey, I might need to kill somebody, and she was like, do what you gotta do, you know, which is like super badass.
So like,
But-
hey, if they deserve to die, they die.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I get it like, as a parent, you know, I mean, I don't get that, but like as a parent, I understand like, hey, you need to kill somebody to make sure our family's safe. It's not the first time you've done it, you know, kind of thing, you know. So
I think he was asked for permission to put the suit back on.
okay, yeah,
and being that guy again. Because once you
Yeah,
put it
being
on, he lives, and they know that he lives.
yeah, yeah. But I think it was important for Echo to see it though, you know, like Echo to see that it's Clint, you know, like listen, we're the same, man. Like I'm not the bad guy you think I am, you know. It's like, you know, you there's a bigger bad guy than me out there, and you are buddy with him. So take that for what it's worth, you know. But
I think that was important that having Yelena there too, to show Kate Bishop how bad her mom really is. Dude, she threw Swordmaster under the bus so fast. So oh yeah, I checked him out real quick. When? It's been 10 minutes. You got the police there already, throwing him under the bus. Like, man, that's fucked up.
All that's planned. I was like, they had to figure out. They're like,
he wasn't worried about it.
Off the trail.
Yeah, he wasn't worried about it. She wasn't worried about it. She wasn't even crying about it. She's so in love. How do you not know?
Yeah. Yeah. You have this like crazy thing that looks up everybody's, you know, information in a heartbeat, and you're telling me you didn't look up the dude like who like you're gonna get married to? It's too much. I was like, she knows, and I think she went to him and was like, hey, my daughter's getting on this, so we need to you know, do something where
I feel like they already had the plan in ready, like in motion. They're like, oh, we'll just release this, whatever. You know, I'll break you out, or I'll just have the police walk you right out, whatever. Yeah. And he's back home, and you know everything's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you just pay off the cops and like, oh, not guilty, boom, you know, and then he's like, oh, see, I'm innocent, you know, like because Fisk got all the cops in his pocket, you know, he's got, you know, all of Hell's Kitchen and most of New York in his pocket, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but you got to talk about that ending of the episode, boy,
man, such a good way to connect everything, to connect everything, and I did not see that coming. I didn't see that coming, you know, where Yelena was hired by pretty much Kingpin, you know.
Well, it was by Bishop's mother,
mom,
but who works for Kingpin.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, so it brings Echo into this big circle where before it was just like different parties with, you know, the same interests. Now it's like, no, they're all connected, and it all connects to, you know, Bishop and her mom, you know, Kate Bishop and her mom, you know, and it's so crazy because the whole conversation that Kate Bishop had with Yelena is, you need to double check who's telling you this stuff. You know, they're paying you to convince you that he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
So you want to find out who this is?
I was like, oh man, that is like a big old slap in the face. Might have lost Brian. That was a big old slap in the face. It was just like you're like, oh, you don't know who hired me? I know here. It's your mom. You're like straight up. I think we might have lost Brian. He'll come back in a minute. But yeah, man, did anybody else, if anybody's watching, anybody else watch the credits just to make sure if that was Vincent the what how do you say his name? I keep saying it. D'Onofrio. Yeah. Because I watched the credits. I'm like, hold on. Let me make sure it's actually him. and it was. So I was like, cool. Because I don't want to show it, but yeah. Super cool stuff with that. And I freaking love I'm gonna follow. I love the whole when you watch the credits, this is kind of like how it ended, and obviously you see Bishop and Hawkeye, and then it says Hawkeye, but then the outline of the Kingpin. You know, it's like, here's the dude that owns New York. You know, he's literally the outline of the skyline, which is super cool. So I love that. And then you can't see it, but he goes, "When I was a boy, ... Yeah, like, and he shared this. It was super cool. Definitely, like, people's like, we love to see it. So it's gonna be interesting how it goes. So I think the power was knocked out at Brian's. So anybody watching right now, apologize. There's a really bad windstorm coming around Chicago. Like, I can hear, I have a window right here next to me. It is sounding really, really bad. So he said his power knocked out. So that's cool. Well, not cool. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to take care of some house stuff. So we might end it here. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. Oh, wait, never mind. All right.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio. I wasn't sure. I'm like, oh, did he lose power, or was it just like a surge or something?
It was a surge,
power,
and the lights just went plep, and then the internet had to reboot.
Everything came back out.
Yeah, everything's back.
So any second now, that might happen to me. So
you can hear the wind outside is whipping. Oh my goodness,
it's pretty bad. That's why I came on a little bit later. We were supposed to start a little earlier, but I had to go run outside and like tie down the garbage cans and stuff like that. Make sure the Christmas decorations are still in the yard. So
I'll pick it up later.
But I was talking about this the end credit thing. I had to make sure I watched.
I watched the whole thing too. I also didn't know if it was going to be a credit after credit thing, setting up the last episode, and I'm a little thirsty for it, so I had to find out what's going on. Oh my goodness,
big time! But this was at the end of it. You know, like right before they get into the regular kind of credits. You know, the end of the animated credits, I call it. I don't know if that's what they're called or not. But this, and I'm like, why does it look different? I'm like, holy shit! I was like, that's like comic book kind of Kingpin kind of thing with the big old shoulders, no neck, and the big ears and bald head.
That looks like Miles Morales is a Kingpin.
Yeah, that looks like the Spider-Verse. He looked weird because he had this big body, little head, like all the way down, so far down. Like, why is his head like on his belly button? Yeah,
it made sense.
It made no sense. I mean, the video game one is pretty good. From the new video games, he basically looks like Dana White. Like in the video game,
that's a really good job. Yeah, he does look like Dana White.
I remember if you go back and anybody want to watch me play Spider-Man, it's on my personal channel, Tim Kramer. And when you first see Kingpin, which is like in the first like 15 minutes, I'm like, did they get Dana White to do Kingpin? Because it looks just like Dana White. It's crazy.
That is so good. That's such a good call.
But Vincent, he's got up here. He put this up at 2:45 p.m. today, and it said, "When I was a boy, ... And that's what he's got.
Dude, I honestly believe next week this whole thing. I think we're gonna have Mockingbird. We're gonna have Yelena and Echo fighting, and Echo letting Yelena know about what happened. I think Hawkeye is going to be on the edge of death. And somehow Kate Bishop saves his life. I think Kate Bishop totally is going to stay with him on that farm for a little bit. Because I don't think she's going to stay in the same city with her mom.
No way.
Yeah. So I think there's so much. And I think we're going to find out that her mom had something to do with her dad.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's going to be the big, wow. Mm-hmm. You didn't just try to kill my idol. You killed my father. That's what she was doing. All it says, everyone saw that first episode. Like, who in their right mind when all that stuff's going outside is gone from their child?
Yeah.
For that long.
For a while.
It didn't make any sense. Like my wife was like, "What is she doing?" Hey, I love you, but I would throw you in front of a bus to save my kids. That's it. I'm like, I don't know why I gotta be thrown in front of the bus. I'm just saying. That's what she said. But my point is,
what she did is like went out of her way. She was like, you're gonna go out of your way and push me in front of a bus?
She's like, well, I already saved the kids, and now I'm pushing you in front of the bus. Like,
just in case.
All right, that's okay. Whatever. But I felt like she was going through all that time.
Yeah.
Like she was searching for a long time. So what the hell was she doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Doing something shady.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's also her being a bad guy is the worst kept secret. Because I think after the first episode, you said she looked shady.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then she got more and more shady and sus, as all the different episodes came on. So I was like, yep, there you go. So yeah, she did something with her dad. I mean,
so now on dad she's gonna have left. So he's gonna like go back to the farm on Christmas Day, but he's gonna take Kate with him.
Yeah, she's gonna be like another family member kind of thing.
Yep.
I could. Oh,
but you gotta remember, she's in her last semester of college. She's not a kid. She's she's a kid, but she's 22, 23 years old. This is an adult.
Yeah.
So once you stabilize that person can still go on and do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I think, like you said, like if they do another show or Kate Bishop does her thing, I think you're gonna get a lot of drama between the actual daughter and Kate Bishop, the adopted kind of daughter. Mm-hmm. Because like, who gets the attention? You know what I mean? It's like she wants daddy to be daddy, but she wants daddy to be Clint, to be Hawkeye. So.
Yeah, but you see the daughter. She's the badass. She's the one that runs the rest of the house. You can tell, like, you got that one kid that just just runs everybody else. No matter how old they are, she runs everybody else, and that's what's going to be interesting. And you walk to my house, you better be able to do this. And Kate Bishop's going to stay. She'll be there for a couple of days. She might have to get out and go find Echo and be in the Echo series. And they're talking about Kate Bishop being in all these movies, being the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. That's why they got such a big actress, because she's going to be in all of the movies.
I can see that, and I think she wants to be. I think she said in one of the conference or red carpets or something that like she's like, oh, I'm excited to be her for a while. I'm like, that's cool. I like that. When you're hyped, like Tom Holland. When you have somebody who really appreciates and is excited to be a character. So I enjoy that. But how would it be? Like
she might be. I'm telling you, she's gonna be in the Ant-Man and Wasp with King the Conqueror.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that, because she's going to be, since Jeremy Renner is going to be like unavailable. I mean, you just easily slide in.
Yep.
Kate, replacement
Hawkeye. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. But how would it be though if like maybe like how it ends a little differently than what we were saying, and he comes home with Kate Bishop and Yelena? You know what I mean?
That would be like awesome. And that would be the beginning of West Coast Avengers or whatever, the Thunderbolts.
Like that,
maybe. Yeah.
I mean, because then it's also like, here's my kids who calls your sister their aunt. You know what I mean? And they have stories and time with her. It's like, here you can meet them too.
But it's also going to help her heal from her. Understand. Here, it's like one family meets the other family. Like, all right, we'll put this together.
Exactly.
That would be a really good thing too. I like that.
I kind of think they might go that route, just because it's a more of a heartfelt ending kind of thing. But they could go hardcore, like hate each other guts by the end of it. I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do with Yelena.
I think episode 6 is going to be more Home Alone-ish. Like, they're all going to end up in New York. I think his family Won't be on the farm. Whole family's gonna be in New York.
Oh, the whole family.
The whole family. So she's like they're in the hotel
I see it.
room because they don't want. They know where they stay. Kingpin knows where they stay. You know, so they bring the whole family to New York, and you know, that's how Mockingbird's going to fight Yelena, and you know. But what are the odds of Yelena being the Black Widow that she hires? What odds?
I mean, I think it's on purpose. You know, I definitely think like she.
No
went
one
to,
else knows Yelena is Natasha's sister.
Yeah, well, I think what's her name? Because Valentina De Fonte, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need a killer to kill Clint, and you know, it kind of goes down the chain of commands to her. You know, where she's like the person on the field that that does the recruiting, and she's like, I got the perfect person. Or it's like I know a guy or a girl for this instance. You know,
I just feel like the odds that she knew Yelena was Natasha's sister.
I mean, she does have. I mean, the whole security database.
You're right.
thing.
Yeah, but she has it on Vormir. Like,
yeah.
You're on a different planet. You know, it's like what happened. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
See, I'm still curious about that. Is like how much of that came out, because only Hawkeye would know about it. You know, so whatever story that people know is whatever he told people. You know what I mean? I guess they kind of hint at it in Avengers Endgame, because which also always threw me off, because he pretty much describes Red Skull, and Steve isn't like, wait, there's a guy with a red head? Like, you're telling me like the first person you don't think of? You know, and like, oh, and he had a German accent? Hold on. You know,
Steve's like, oh man, there must be a lot of them out there. Who knew there's so many of those guys?
Like, oh, he sounds familiar. I was like, you know, that's the one part, you know, where I was like, I hope they explain it. Maybe. I mean, he's still alive, so maybe they do.
I'm still hoping that they explain a little bit more about why is he not looking at the world where's Wanda.
Exactly.
I'm still hoping that they explain that.
I don't the whole timing. I don't know what the timing. You know, it's like how far away or before is Hawkeye happening when Wanda happens? Because Wanda is like right after Endgame. Mm-hmm. You know,
so it has to be around this time.
Well,
and we see California. You know,
were they in California?
I think that's what they said. California. You know, I know it was west. I thought it was west.
So you wouldn't get snow, but it really wasn't Christmassy. So it either had been right before or right after this, I feel like. And I feel like if it's right after, if Wanda happens right after this, like if Hawkeye took place before, I can kind of see why he was a little preoccupied, you know, with it. But yeah, I don't know. I did want to see that because
isn't Westview in New Jersey? Isn't she like?
Oh yeah,
isn't it New Jersey? Like I feel like
it was New Jersey. It was New Jersey.
It's Westview, but it's like this. It's New Jersey. So he's right there.
Yeah.
No. If that's the case, then Hawkeye really is a douche. I know we're the only two that lost someone, but I'm busy.
Yeah. I thought he named his youngest son Peter, but I was wrong. So that was.
I thought so too.
I did something. Yeah, I thought so too. But I was like, oh shit. But either way, but it's like he still like had a connection with her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know. But if it happened, I want to see the timeline. When is Hawkeye taking place? When WandaVision took place? Yeah, because if it was like way before, it's okay. But
I wonder, what if that's what happened? So he has a happy ending, and then it's they have the after credit scene, and that's when he sees Wanda, and he's like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah,
and he leaves it at that.
Yeah, yeah. Because you could do it. Yeah, you could do another series where he's like trying to get in and get some and trying to get help, but like Sword keeps like, "Nah, get away. We don't want your help. We don't want your help." You know, like we don't want an Avenger hanging around, you know. Or
he doesn't hear about it until after it's like, and it's just so crazy that this happened in our city after the events of, and it happened in New Jersey this week. And he sees it and he's like, fuck Wanda.
Yeah, yeah. I hope they do. I hope they do because that was one thing that bothered me. I was like, really, Clint wouldn't be there for Wanda as she was like literally like losing her heart,
Her mind,
the same
everything.
way her mind, the same way that Clint did, So I don't know. I mean,
He's the reason she's an Avenger. He's the entire
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
He's the original. A lot of people are stuff like from Kate Bishop, Echo, Wanda, Peter. It's all of them.
Thor. He was kind of a,
He's a balancing guy because he's a regular dude, and they're like, if this regular dude with some arrows could do this, I guess I got to be better than what I am.
Yeah, yeah. But even imagine, like, out of all the people that in the first Avenger movie, like Loki took over Hawkeye. Like, did he know something that other people didn't know? Like, oh, hey, this normal kind of guy is kind of badass. Let me mind control him for a little bit. I mean, Sylvie, it made sense because he was super smart, so you're able to use his brains, but you needed somebody who could protect you. And you're telling me like
he was
better
like
than Hawkeye.
Eeny, meeny, miny, Hawkeye. Really?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So next week is the last episode. I know you said you want to do a watch party. With it. Do you want to do a watch party?
The only problem I have is The Matrix comes out the 22nd. And I am definitely going to movie theaters to go see it. And that is also the day of it, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I forgot. Matrix is on HBO Max.
It is on HBO Max. So now I'm going to see it in the movie theater, and then I'm going to go home and go see it.
And watch it like 100 times. I said the same exact thing. I was like, we'll see the theaters and then come home and watch it again. And I watch it every single day.
So I wake up in the morning. All right. Put on the Matrix, guys. All right, let's go.
Yeah. They were like, all your Christmas photos with you and your girls are going to be like Matrix in the background on TV.
It's going to be Neo going like this. All background shots.
Yeah. Like all your girls are showing off their gifts, and they're like in the background, they're like Neo, like
they're like, look, Daddy, look, and I'm like, just looking at Neo.
I know what I got you.
All right, babe, wait, move out the way.
That's funny.
But speaking of that, now we got to talk about this other thing that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah. Get it that ready. So we're for sure doing the watch party then.
I think I'm still down.
I'm down. I'll stay up. I'll probably take a nap, wake up, and then do it.
I feel like it's 45 minutes. Why not? We don't have to do a show afterwards. We just enjoy watching it.
Watch it, and then go to bed and then talk about it later.
Yep, exactly.
Works good for me. So before Matrix comes out, there's another movie coming out this week.
Yeah, everybody in Mondo better know.
Yeah. So I was on Twitter right now looking at Hawkeye stuff, and I saw Spider-Man trending, and I clicked on it, and before the page loaded, I'm like, nope. I couldn't close it.
I've been seeing little articles on all these things. I'm just trying to stay away from everything. I don't want to see no giant freaking robot. I don't want to see not one thing from anybody. I'm like, no, I'm not turning on TMZ. I'm not looking at Yahoo. I'm not taking any chances.
I'm like not even on Facebook. I don't scroll. Nothing. Like Instagram, all I look is NFL memes now. Like at least for the next couple of days.
Yep.
Like I am not scrolling through any kind of social media. Like I'll just look up like my NFL news. I'll type it up. So.
I was like, type in how many COVID people are coming from Cleveland and Washington. Yeah. And it says all of them.
Yeah. No, I was like, you type that in, and then like a Spider-Man article still pops up because it's that popular.
No. But I am going to go see it tomorrow at 7:45 in Naperville. Nice. My wife was like, "Yo, we got tickets already." I was like, "Who's we? Me and you? Me and you who?" So all right, well, fine. Just going to enjoy it. She was like, "It's 2.5 hours." I was like, "In the game was like 3.5 hours. Did you even notice it?" She was like, That's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
It 2.5 hours is gonna fly by with a movie like this. Yeah, and then you gotta wait for the post credit scenes.
I
You
know.
know there's gonna be at least two. Like that's all I want. I already know it's gonna be an awesome movie, so you don't got like oh, you're gonna like it. I'm like, I know. I'm like, let me know how many post credit scenes there are. That's the only thing, because I'm gonna go see it on Friday night.
See, I thought that's what we were gonna do, but I'm actually glad we're going
know.
Thursday, because that way I don't have to wait the extra day. They have to go avoid people all day Friday. Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm trying to see if I can leave work early tomorrow and catch a 3:00 show, but the only seats are like the front row, all the way to the side. So I'm like one of my friends on Facebook posted a thing about that, which was hilarious. About like the only seats left are the front row, so it's like it's just like you like losing breaking your neck.
That was like me watching the Dragon Ball Z movie in the front row, watching all of it.
Oh, yeah. So there's this. Your Spider-Man No Way Home. It says choose your seats, and it's all the front ones. And so,
oh,
as I put, I'm like, worth the broken neck.
I don't know what you're talking about. You need to have ever been in the hospital and waiting in a line and see a guy pull a stool out of his pocket? That's why I'm
hilarious.
Sitting right in the aisle. Like, all right, well, make my own seat right here. So I don't know. That's gonna work for 2.5 hours. So,
yeah, I know. Get a little. Oh, hey, look. Put me like
hey, you did it. Yep.
But oh man, yeah, I am hyped. I've been avoiding everything. I don't want to know any major spoilers. I think I already know enough from the trailers. Maybe a little too much, but
yeah, I feel like
I don't
all the stuff that we've talked about, all the articles we've already seen, all the videos we've already seen. I see what's real and what's not.
Yes, I know.
And just enjoy it. I don't want anyone else to tell me anything else. I just want to enjoy it, and then I'll read everything afterwards.
Yeah, big time. That's why I think the first time I watch it, because I know I'm gonna see this at least twice. You know, probably this weekend I'm gonna see it at least.
Yeah,
twice.
I'm gonna say we're gonna. By the time we have a meeting on Saturday, we'll have a show. I'm like, I already saw Spider-Man 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, it just came out yesterday. No, I've seen it.
I know. Like I did the 7:00 show, the 9:00 show. But yeah, it's just I think the first time I see it, I'm just gonna like just enjoy it, you know, like just be a fan, and then probably the second time I'll probably like maybe look out for different things. And I'm like,
so I look for Easter eggs to see how scenes that we've seen already are going to be in there. But for now, the first one, you're just going to sit there and enjoy for what it is.
Yeah, because it's man, I can't wait. It's only a couple more days.
Wait, so I got just a question. What's his name? His best friend's name? Ned? What's his name?
Ned.
Do you think he becomes the Green Goblin?
I don't think so. That would be too weird. That'd be too weird. Because you would have to explain it, and you would have to explain it really well.
It's easy to explain. They dropped both MJ and Ned at the same time, and Ned broke his leg, and he wanted to save MJ, and say whatever, and he broke his leg, and he realized he was no longer his focus, and for Spider-Man, and he felt a certain type of way.
Maybe, but
especially if they kill that girl that his girlfriend, whatever that he liked, that they broke up, he kills her, and so Spider-Man let that happen, and then lets him like fall, whatever, breaks his leg, whatever, or breaks his back, and he has to go all the way back from there, and then he becomes this guy who just hates Peter Parker.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't know. I like Ned being his buddy. Yeah. I don't want to see them fight. And it's not like that. It's just I don't know. That would kind of suck. It's still that's not a good enough reason for me. Yeah, the girl that he broke up with in the last movie, when Ned was dating in Europe or whatever, she did a trailer. I don't know if you saw that one.
No.
With her, yeah. So she's like, she's a intern for the Daily Bugle, and she's like talking about Spider-Man, and she goes, "Oh, he's a hero," and then you hear JJ in the background. He goes, "Say he's bad. He's a menace," and she's like.
Oh, I gotta see that.
She's like,
I'm afraid to see it now. It's too close.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, he's like, he's a menace. She goes, I think he's a hero. Say he's a menace, or you're fired. She's like, he's a menace. It was pretty funny. It was pretty good.
That's good.
So, yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good like teaser kind of one. It didn't really do anything. Like, I wouldn't mind a trailer like that. Just silly, doesn't explain anything, just kind of goofy. Like I enjoyed that, a lot. That was a good one. But yeah, so that was kind of interesting. But I wouldn't be mad, like if my best friend had to pick between me and like his wife, like I get it, I was like, maybe you could do both, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're being understanding, but I think that some people just aren't going to be that type of understanding.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. I don't want to see them fight. Not like that. I think you can find somebody else in college. I think once he goes to college, I think you can find somebody else that doesn't like Peter Parker. Somebody that's jealous of him being smarter.
Like the other guy?
Stuff like that. Like Flash.
Yeah.
Flash.
The guy who was looking for followers and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's Flash.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which I was like, if they plan on making him Venom eventually, like in the comic books, that's a
but they never.
Pretty.
Yeah, so but they never liked him, so I don't know. They never liked each other, so it's hard to see that.
Yeah, I mean that takes a long time. In the comic books, it took a long time for Flash and Peter to be friends. And it took a lot of Flash going to war and losing his legs and shit like that. So.
And somehow he's gonna blame Peter Parker. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Peter Parker.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think they can get a good hobgoblin from college. I could definitely see that more being. You can introduce a new character. Him and Ned are still BFFs, and then just somebody that's jealous and just like, oh, Peter keeps stealing my shit. Same thing what like Brock does, Like you can easily introduce like a version of Brock.
I like that.
A version of Brock. Like he keeps stealing my shit, But they're gonna introduce, Tom Hardy Brock somehow. Because the rumor is he's gonna be in the next Venom. That Tom Holland's in the next Venom. I don't know how. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, does Venom even stay in the MCU? I don't know.
I mean, only Feige knows.
Yeah, well, a couple more days, we'll know.
Oh my goodness! This time tomorrow, I will be watching the end credits right now. This time tomorrow.
So yeah, I'm super hyped. So anybody watching live or on replay Monday, over on the Spoiler Kings channel, part of the Nerd Huddle, we're gonna review Spider-Man. So we're gonna kind of like talk about stuff we didn't like, talk about stuff we liked, and then give our rating. So we just kind of like talk about the movie itself. Because I know Wednesday me and you are gonna get into all the, what's gonna happen because of it. So
all the blow up, all the stuff that comes from it, all this stuff, the blowback. We're gonna enjoy talking about all of it.
Yeah, that might be a 3-hour show. Just
like, oh my goodness. People, like someone's going to actually come and say, all right, guys, it's enough. It's never enough.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty fun. So yeah, so make sure you guys check us out there. We're gonna do Spider-Man this Monday, and then next Monday, Matrix. So 2 big old movies that are gonna be awesome. That's gonna be super fun.
I would be sad if I didn't say, just going back to Hawkeye, Florence Pugh is fine as ever, and that was beautiful. She was beautiful and unbelievable, and that outfit was.
I like it.
Gotta
Was she
say,
wearing the vest? I
still
gotta go
thinking
back
about-
and watch it. Yeah,
I will go back and watch. I will go find out. But I was
put
like,
in the research.
I have no problem with doing the extra work for that. Yes, I will go ahead. I will go.
So real quick, it's kind of Spider-Man related. When she's sitting down, when Yelena's sitting down with Kate Bishop, which I like because she kept calling her Kate Bishop, which is super cool. Definitely like a power move, Like
Yes,
that's what I
I'm
felt
gonna
like it
say
was.
Kate Bishop because I know everything about you and know where you live. I know everything. I know what you're thinking right now. I know what you have for breakfast.
Yeah, I know when you're gonna poop next.
Exactly.
But she was kind of like being a little goofy, a little serious, and she's like, hey, I want to explore the city. I want to see the Eiffel, or not the Eiffel Tower, oh my God, Empire State Building. She goes, I want to see the new and improved Statue of Liberty. And I looked over at my girlfriend and she's like, what? I was like, you don't, I was like, you don't know. And in the Spider-Man trailers, you see the new and improved Statue of Liberty with the Captain America shield, which is so corny. So corny. It was so funny though. But also, there's pictures of where you see Rogers the musical billboards in Spider-Man. So people have been finding that. So it was like, this is all going down almost at the same time. It seems like. So
that would be interesting too. I mean, what this whole after credit thing next week is going to be really something.
I wouldn't be surprised if the post-credit scene for Spider-Man is somewhat linked with, or I would say more Hawkeye. After post-credit scene is
linked with Spider-Man.
Linked with Spider-Man's post-credit scene. I think it's going to be one big coming next event. Would be awesome. So awesome. I can't wait. Oh man, but yeah, man. Anything else?
No, I mean, I'm just so excited. Everything is gonna be so great. I'm about to go watch. Hawkeye episode 5 one more time.
One more time.
One more time.
Yeah.
Just before I go to bed, all right, let's watch one more time.
I got Florence Pugh was pretty awesome in this one. I did like her. I love her character. Very goofy, but also very serious. Like, haha, mac and cheese, but I'll slit your freaking throat. It's like how she's able to
sit down. Come on, sit down. I mean, just for you. You have one fork. Come on, this is not cutlery. This is terrible.
Yeah.
But I will kill you if you get in my way.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome. That is so awesome. And it doesn't seem too cringy. It goes with her character, and I like that's her character. Like funny, but I'll kill you. So I like it. I like it a lot. I think.
So I'm glad I didn't kill you. She was like, ha, you killed me. Oh, that's such a joke. You're a funny, Kate Bishop.
Yeah. Even when she's like, if I wanted you dead, she's like, right before, even before the door closed, she's like, yeah, like before you even knew. Well, yeah, that scene was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that one, but I think they're gonna be friends. I think they're gonna wind up connecting somehow. I hope so. I think so
too. I mean, they could all be part of the Young Avengers, even though Yelena's badass. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, super cool. I can't wait. Yeah, man. I mean, in the matter of 2 weeks, there's gonna be so much stuff, and I can't wait because Book of Boba's coming out, which we're gonna talk about. We're definitely gonna break that stuff down.
It's so great.
That's gonna be a weekly release. The Witcher is coming out.
So I actually was trying to catch up on the first season.
The first season.
Yep. Just so I'm ready.
Is it gonna be released all at once? That's what I don't
know. We talked about that, and I wasn't able to see.
She does that. This man, it returns the 17th, dude. Friday.
Dude, I don't have no time for all this stuff. This is crazy. Oh, I'm gonna make time though. Oh, I will.
Yeah.
In between Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's 8 episodes of The Witcher. I'm trying to see if it says it's all gonna be. Yep, there you go. The full 8 episodes 8-episode season will be available on Netflix starting at 12 a.m. PST on Friday.
Pacific Standard
You
Time.
get the whole thing.
So
Get the whole thing.
I'm watching that. I'm watching The Expanse. I'm keeping up with my Flash. I know people don't watch Flash anymore. I still watch that too.
Yeah, I stopped.
Yeah, Grant Gustin, I think he's the best Flash. So I'm going to enjoy him. You know, all the rest of the people that are around him just messing up and doing terrible acting jobs. He's still my guy.
He's still awesome. I enjoy him. I mean, it's a CW show, so you kind of get
Exactly.
what it is. And then also Cobra Kai is coming out, I believe, on the 30th, 31st, which I'm so excited about that one too because it looks really good. So
this is going to be just
Wait.
one thing after another. We got all type of information. It's going to be great. This is a great time to be a nerd.
Yeah, we got content. So we were now like, what are we gonna talk about next? There's a lot of stuff. We'll figure out the schedule.
And don't worry about it. I got my encyclopedia ready to go. You see Spider-Man right there, ready to go. You know,
Black Panther big at the bottom. Dude, you should do you should do like a little mini series of like breakdowns of certain characters from that encyclopedia.
Dude, we could do all the people from the movies.
Yeah. That's what
I'm gonna say. We're gonna open the book today. Who we gonna focus on? Today we'll be focusing on Photon. You know,
yeah. Just you have that the fancy like Channel 11 the watch theater or was it how was it where he's in the he has the fireplace. You have your robe.
I'm gonna sit there, have my red robe. Yeah, it's like on Master Marvel's theater. I'm going to enjoy. We're going to talk the story of the Mad Thinker, and then you go from there.
That'll be funny. That'd be cool. All right, but yeah, man. We'll figure out the schedule for when we're breaking everything down because Witcher and Cobra Kai will be all at once, and obviously we're not going to talk all 8 episodes all at once. So
exactly,
we'll figure it out.
But cool, it's going to be a good fun, a good time. I know that much.
Yeah, for sure. The next couple months we'll get everything squeezed in. But yeah, oh man, I can't wait. I got a week to watch Witcher before I gotta watch Cobra Kai. So yeah.
Fit it all in. Well, you know.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's just no need to do anything else but we celebrate Christmas and watch Netflix and watch Disney.
Yep. And every time somebody says like, "Oh, Netflix is dead," they don't got anything on it. I was like, "What?"
I was like, "It's dead for you."
Yeah. And then they remind you like, "Oh, do you need some of this?" You know, like Witcher, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I need some of that.
Yeah.
I need some Stranger Things in my life. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So, oh man, awesome. But yeah, man, let's get out of here, dude. We've been on it for a while. But this is gonna be our new day. We're gonna be on Wednesdays after the Dynasty Pylon show. If you like your sports and then want your nerdy stuff, swing on over here. But link for all the channels for the Nerd Huddle are in the description. But yeah, man, appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out with us. We're taking right as we're about to log out. Thanos was right. Multiverse is worse. Witcher season 2 episode 1 is buns. Yeah,
that's awesome.
We didn't even.
And guess what?
Next week
we should really start talking about was Thanos right. That should be the real conversation we need to have.
Yeah. Because talk about like a big old slap in the face to Clint. He's seen it. He's sipping from a cup that says Thanos was right. So let that sink in for a little bit. You know, it's like, you know, yeah. Multiverse is worse. That's awesome. Oh man. All right, cool. We'll appreciate Captain. What was that? Erie. Coming in. So we're gonna be back here on next Wednesday, doing a watch party early in the morning, and then we'll break down Hawkeye, and I'm sure we're gonna talk Spider-Man.
Yep. Maybe
Matrix. I might. Oh, I probably won't see it that day. I'll probably have to see it like right before like 23rd, 24th. Probably go see it.
We might get to see. We might have to do multiple episodes next week. We'll just release them. We'll see.
Yeah. we'll see. Yeah, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to come back and talk some nerdy stuff with us. Be all whatever. But man, all right, let's get out of here. It's already late. Cool, man. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Later.